Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continually teach us this truth. And peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in his word and truth sincerity. Lord willing, this could be an edifying and an exhorting video. And it's not going to be a super long video, just something that, I was meditating on because the spirit headed to where I reread the account with Samson, which, we're all familiar with it. But, it's good to go back into it because we coming into a time where the Lord is about to bring that power back, but on a greater scale. Okay, because we know spiritual power is scriptural. Okay, King David had spiritual power. Okay, that's why he said, the Lord teacheth his hands to war, his fingers to fight. He said, I'm able to leap a wall. He was able to fight against a whole army by himself, man, because the Lord was with him and his mighty men. Okay, Samson had spiritual power. Elijah had spiritual power. Elisha had spiritual power. Our Lord Yahushua, he had spiritual power. It's so many things he did that we don't even know he did. Okay? And see, these devils, they like to make these movies, man. These Marvel movies. These DC movies. All these superhero movies. And it's always an Edomite or a heathen with that power. Rarely do they give Jake power. Most cases, Jake is half robot, like Cyborg, which really that's, Esau blessing, but they'll put Jake like that in these superhero movies. Or they'll give Jake like the movie Hancock, he got power, but he a bum. And he like to drink beer and sleep on park benches and shit. These devils, they want to be us, man. But you're not us. Alright? And we come into a time, once again, where that power is going to come back in a big way. Because Yahweh Shah said, the works that I do, ye shall do greater. Because I return unto the Father. Okay? So spiritual power is definitely coming. Okay? All to glorify Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shah. And it's going to be and when it manifests, it's going to be something that we've never seen in movies, because the power that the Lord is going to give us is not going to have any limits. Okay, we ain't going to have to eat a sensu bean. We ain't going to have to, recharge our chakra, you know what I'm saying? We ain't going to, it ain't going to be something that has limitations to it. All right? But anyway, I want to get this account in Judges. This is Judges chapter 15. Now, this is when, Samson had burned up the crops of the Philistines. And they wanted to get him. So Judah went to the top of the hill where he was at. And they told him, to come with him. And he said, I'll come, but just swear unto me that you won't kill me. So this is them replying. Judges chapter 15, verse 13. And they spake unto him, saying, No, but we will bind thee fast and deliver thee into their hand. But surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords and brought him up from the rock. And when he came from Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him. So when they saw him coming down, they shouted because they like, yeah, we about to get him. We about to get him. It says, now check this, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. Man, every time I see that and read that, I just visualize, because we supposed to visual, you supposed to, when you read it, especially accounts like this, you got to visualize it, man, as if you're watching it in your mind. So when I read it, what comes to my mind is, for brothers that know about Dragon Ball Z, the Lord had it to where he just charged up on some mighty shit. Because when you look at Super Saiyan 2, which, of course, I know they have blonde hair and shit like that, but, still using it as an example. When they go Super Saiyan 2 and up, mainly Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3, but when they go Super Saiyan 2, they have the lightning that be in their key, in their aura. And when you read the account where Mary and the other woman, when they went to the sepulcher of Yahushua, it speaks about the angels. It said their appearance was as the appearance of lightning. So, which we gotta see, we gotta wait and see, because one day we actually gonna be able to see everything, man. We're gonna be able to pull it up on the hologram, man. We're gonna be able to see everything. But what comes to my mind is like on some Dragon Ball Z charged up shit, when they say the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he probably yelled. You know how when they power up on Dragon Ball Z, they be like, ah, man, that's just a manly thing, Hey, that's a manly thing. And the Lord give us that power, man. I'm for sure gonna do that if I charge up. Ah, you know what I'm saying? So it say, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loose from off his hands. So when he charged up, man, when the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, everything burnt off that was tying his hands up. It says, and he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. And these were men that were trained in war. They had on, war, armor and all that, which it doesn't say that, but, just extrapolating, because, Samson, it was known what he was able to do, so to say. All right. And, even if they wasn't, men that had on armor and all that, hey, still, to be able to kill 1,000 of them with a jawbone of an ass, you know what type of stamina and, endurance, senses you need to sense when, okay, somebody behind you is throwing an attack. Somebody, like when you look at these kung fu movies, when it's one man versus a whole army, I'm thinking about Kung Fu Hustle. Like your senses, everything, your agility, your flexibility, your reflexes, all of that gotta be on point. So the Lord, his spirit, he had it to where Samson had that spiritual power, man, to be able to kill 1,000 men, And then it's another account, like I said, I was rereading this. He picked up the gates to the city and carried them on his shoulder. Like, come on, man. That's the type of power that we're going to have, but way greater than that. Way greater than that, man. Brother's going to be able to teleport. Brother's going to be able to fly. When you read about Yahushua, he could read minds, man. He had what Esau, what they say today, telekinesis. Okay? You look at these X-Men movies, Magneto, all of these, Superman, Black Adam, all of these guys, which they have weaknesses. They all have a weakness and they all can be killed. They can actually die. But the power that we're going to receive, man, that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to give us, we're going to be indestructible, man. You ain't going to be able to kill it. Ain't going to be no weakness, man. Okay? It says, and Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps. With the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. You see that, man? So he had their bodies piled. He killed 1,000 men with a jawbone of an ass. Why? Because the spirit of the Lord was heavy on him. He had that spiritual power, man. Okay? And this is where these devils, they get ideas of these superhero movies from the scriptures, because they know that our forefathers had power, man. Okay? They know that. And that's why these devils, they wanted to keep us separated from our power, man. Because they know once we come back to our power, it's wraps for their ass. Okay? And it's all about the elect. Alright? So let me grab this in Isaiah, because it said the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, right? Check this out, Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And when you look up standard, it means to put to flight, or to turn around, or to make to flee. Because when Revelation chapter 12 verse 12 come to pass, when Esau comes with great wrath because he know that his time is running out, they're going to target the men of the Lord, man. They're going to come for the men of the Lord. But we ain't to fear or worry, because Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi is going to lift up that standard, man. He going to give us that power, man. All to glorify his name, because we ain't nobody. It's going to be used to glorify Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi. Not to exalt ourselves. Who the fuck are we? You know, we're sinners, man. We in this evil, corruptible flesh. We gotta be changed, man. We ain't nobody. You know, we hoping that, you know, the blood of Yahawashi covered, you know, is covering us, because that's our only hope. That's our only way out of here, man. And we hope that, but, you know, Lord willing, we be the elect. When we receive that power, it's all to glorify Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi. Okay, and when you go back to that where I was just at in Samson, I should have grabbed it, but, you know, when Samson, you know, after that verse, the last verse I read, when you read on, he mentioned how the Lord gave him that great deliverance. He gave respect to the Heavenly Father. Okay? And same when the Lord give us that power in this time, man. People gonna be wondering, how are you able to do these things? How are you able to do these miracles? Where are you getting this power from? People gonna want to know. Just like with Yahawashi, they were asking, like, you know, who is this that gives you this authority? How are you able to do these things? And Yahawashi gave all the credit to the Heavenly Father. So when they're asking us these things, you know, how are you able to do this? Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi. That's how. Okay, that's the name of who the world ignorantly called God and Jesus Christ, and those names will be exalted. Okay, so the Lord gonna lift up that standard, man. When we receive that power, the Lord is going to have us doing things, and it's gonna be, man, and it's gonna be on a way greater level, because Esau, the Lord has gave these devils technology that we're going to need that spiritual power. Okay, they have exosuits, they have drones, they have robot dogs, and that's just the shit we see. Imagine what we don't see, man. These devils got, best believe they got Iron Man suits, all that shit. Best believe they got all that shit, man. They don't just make these movies. They got all that shit. The RoboCops, they got all that shit, man. That's why the Lord, you know, he's going to give us that power to show that his power is greater than the power he gave you devils. Okay? His power is greater, man. And he's going to make that known. Let me grab Isaiah 40. It's Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29. He giveth power to the faint. It's talking about the Heavenly Father. And to them that have no might, he increaseth strength. And we're the faint. Okay? You know, this everything is killing us, man. Just the air we breathe, the food we eat, everything is killing us. We're faint. But he's going to give us might. He's going to increase our might. It says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, And the young men shall utterly fall. These athletes, they get tired. These kids, even though it seems like they have endless energy, you know, they, especially if you give them sugar, they can't sit down, but they still get tired. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So those that wait upon the Lord, which is what we're doing, the Lord is going to renew our strength. We're going to be able to fly, man. We're going to be able to run and not be weary. That, like Flash, man. Flash can, which, you know, I don't know too much about Flash. I believe he can. I don't know too much about him, but I know he got to have that suit on, though. I know that much. See, we ain't going to have no fucking suit on. All right? We ain't going to need no fucking suit. Okay? Like, you look at Cyclops, he got to have them shades on, or his lasers will just shoot on his... See, he saw the shit we see in these movies. The power that the Lord is going to give us is going to far surpass anything we've ever seen in a movie, on a show, read in a comic. It's going to surpass everything, man. We're talking about true power. Power that cannot be taken. Power that cannot be defeated. The only way the power could be taken from us is if the Heavenly Father took it from us. But he's not going to take it from us. Okay, so it say they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So we're going to be like, you know, like Flash, man. But greater. Okay? The type of power we're going to receive, this world has never seen. All right? So, you know, I'm going to wrap it up there. Lord willing, this was edifying. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.